This complete face you can achieve. If you want to see this complete makeup class, keep watching. Pause the video where needed and do it step by step so you get to play with your makeup as much as you want. Keep watching. Step by step makeup full face class look. Watch. Today's video is requested by Healthy G Mom. This basket has everything that I need to create a full face makeup look. Healthy G Mom asked me if I can do a full face makeup look. All my videos have little tips and tricks on something about makeup or life. Please remember to subscribe. So in my basket I have eyeshadow by Colored Rain, highlighter, setting spray, finishing powder, liquid foundation, liquid primer, powder blush, cream blush, powder foundation, stick contour and highlighter, powder bronzer, paste primer, glitter glue, liquid eye base, lipstick, liquid lipstick, liquid eyeliner, gel eyeliner, kohl pencil, brow pencil, kohl brow liner, lip liner, cream lip liner, and concealer. I'm going to use all of them. My basket is now empty. I will be using all these products and they might not be in any particular order. This is a step-by-step, no confusion, full face makeup. If you are interested, keep watching. If you know somebody who needs it, share it with them. We start right now. I have two primers, one paste, one liquid. I'm going to do one side with the liquid, one side with the paste. Left side, which will be your right side when you watch this video, I'll use the liquid, which is a hydrating primer. I have oily skin. And on my right, which will be your left, I will be using the paste e.l.f. primer because I have oily skin and this is a matte one. Let us start and watch as I do this. Hopefully it will help more than one person. This is the liquid. This is the liquid primer, face primer. So I'm going to put it on my left, your right. But do it the way that is easiest for you and the way that is going to bring you more fun and joy to apply your makeup. Now this is the e.l.f. paste and that's a matte. So I'm going to put it on my right side, which will be your left. If this video is not for you, please share it with somebody else who you think it will help and it will be beneficial too. I'm also putting primer under my eyes. I did not say that in the first one, but I am putting it under my eyes. Remember, before you put makeup on, always have a cleansed face and a moisturized face. You want to put moisture in your skin before you apply all of this, because these products will pull some of the moisture out. You want the moisture to stay in your skin so it won't dry out your skin. Okay, I zoomed in a little, so now I have hydrating primer on my left, matte primer on my right. Because some people have different types of primer. Your primer comes in after your moisturizer, your face moisturizer. So now I have primer on. Now I am going to apply my foundations. On my left side, I'm going to apply Fenty Powder Foundation. You can use a powder puff. You can use a sponge, or you can use a brush, a dense brush. I'm going to use the brush. Powder, foundation. So powder foundation is on my left, which will be your right. If you want a light coverage, you are going to use the brush. If you want a full coverage from the powder, you are going to use a sponge. This is the powder side, powder foundation side. I use the Fenty powder foundation, and that's in 420. On my right, I'm going to use Maybelline Poreless Matte Fit Me 360 Liquid Foundation. I will put this on my right side where I put the matte. For liquid foundation, you can use a brush like this. You can use a flat brush like this, or you can use your fingers and apply it, and then take a sponge and fix it and make it seamless. Today I'm going to use this brush right here. I have some of this Maybelline on here. I might have taken too much, but we'll see. And I just dab it different places. If I take too much, we'll fix it. And I apply. Remember, anything that is liquid needs setting. My powder foundation don't need setting. It's already a powder. But my liquid foundation will need setting. So after I put it on, I give it a little while to settle in. I don't want it to be wet. I want it to dry down a little. And this is what it's looking like. Hopefully you can see the difference. Liquid, powder. I am going to take a dry sponge. I'm not going to move it around. I am just going to dab on it. Some people use a damp sponge. I like using a dry sponge. That's just preference. You can try either one and see which one works for you. I will try and leave as much footage in this video so you can see what the process is. On the powder side, I'm going to take a different sponge. This is the liquid side. See what it looks like now after I have dampened all over it. Now I'm taking this sponge and I'm going over the powder side and I do the same. So any excess that is sitting there, the sponge takes care of it. Liquid, powder. Our next step is, because we're doing the base, the next step is concealer. So I take the concealer and I dab under my eyes. There are many different brushes out there for concealer. Real Techniques make some really nice brushes. This is Rare Beauty. I'll use Real Technique on my right, which will be your left, and I'll use Rare Beauty on my left, which will be your right. And you just have to make sure, don't stab yourself, don't go too heavy, and just keep it in place. Just go over it to blend it. Don't drag. Don't do it too rough, because remember, this is under your eyes. You want to protect under your eyes. Remember, anything liquid has to be set. Concealer is on. I let it sit for a little while, let it dry, just like I did with the liquid foundation. Let it dry while I do other things. This is a contour stick by UOMA. While everything else is drying, and this is a cream, I'm going to apply it. If you want, you just contour just the places you feel comfortable. If you can do your cheekbones to give you more oomph. I don't have special brushes for everything, but this is a contour brush I got a while back from Amazon, so I'm going to use it. Other than that, I just use any brush. This is a cream contour, so I will have to set it. You want to blend it properly so you don't leave any lines. And as you go doing this for the first time, you will just have to play with it over and over. Some days you will get it, some days it won't. But that's the beauty of makeup. It's learning how to do it. So now I have contoured. I try to go as close to my hairline as possible, and my cheekbones are all done. Remember, all of this needs setting because it's cream, especially my right side will need setting because I have the liquid foundation and I have the cream contour. Remember, we also have our concealer on. So anything liquid and cream, we set. So I'm gonna have to set all of this before I move on. So I have my setting powder by the Lip Bar. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and my setting powder from the Lip Bar, and I'm going to set everything. It's a setting powder, finishing powder. They all do the same thing. You don't have to buy a setting powder or a finishing powder. If you have a setting powder, that will do. If you have a finishing powder, that will do. If you have a powder foundation, that will also do. Whether you have loose powder or pressed powder, that will do. The whole intent is to have everything set. So a powder will do. Now that I've set the contour, the liquid foundation, I'm going to set under my eye. I have one of the little powder puffs. I just go right back into this powder and I gently pat it under my eyes. Because you want to set that concealer so it doesn't crease or move, get shifted as our day goes by. So we want to prevent it from shifting, so we set it. Now I'm taking my fluffy brush and I'm just going over like this. I want to take out every bit of excess of everything before I move to the next step. Now I take my colored RAINE Naughty Spice bronzer and I'm going to bronze. I take this brush right here. It's a blush brush, but I take it to bronze. So I go over to my forehead. The birds are out there singing. And I go over this side by my cheekbones. I also go the jawline, just to give me back a little bit of structure back in the face. Now you see the difference? I'll come closer. I also take this bronzer. I take one of these little brushes. I take this same bronzer and I go from here, the inner corners of my eyes, just for a little bit of definition. And I take it down my side, then I take it down the side of my nose. That is if you want to do this section, but I'm showing it because I know some people want to contour their nose. I don't chisel out anything, I just bring a little bit of definition. But if you want to chisel out, you can do that. It's your preference. When you come to put your makeup on, it's always your preference. So this is what it looks like. I have two blushes. LYS Cream Blush, JUVIA'S Powder Blush. On the powder side, I'm going to put LYS Cream Blush. On the liquid side, I'm going to put the powder blush by JUVIA'S. We will start with this cream blush. I take my fingers. It's a very pretty blush. And I'm going to dab it right here. And if you go in with too much blush, just go back to either your powder brush or your foundation brush and just dab it over it a little until you get it to the intensity that you like. You don't have to take all your face makeup off to do that. A blush brush from e.l.f. and I'm just going to go dab right on it. Today I'm taking one for the team. I put off all the fans, all the AC, because I want you to hear the instructions on this full face makeup, updated full face makeup. So I am sweating, but this one is for the team. So this is what the blush looks like. I'm going to use the JUVIA'S Place. I have another e.l.f. brush. You see I have many. This one and now this one. So I'm gonna go into this color right here, and that's powder blush. Most people will take the powder blush because it is easier to manage. So if you have either one, just work with it the way I'm teaching you and you will get it. Remember to leave your comments about this video for me, please. And if there is another video you'd like to see, let me know. I'll try and produce it for you. This is the powder blush by JUVIA'S Place. It looks a lot, but then you will see it's not a lot. LYS, JUVIA'S Place. I can't do anything with my forehead right now because I'm sweating. So now we have blush on. After the blush, I'm using one highlighter. I have this little brush over here, and this is JUVIA'S Place highlighter. So I take the highlighter and I put on the highest point of my face where the light is going to hit me. And when I look straight, you can see the light hits me right here. You see, if I look at you straight, this is where the light hits me the most. So I put my highlighter where the light kisses my face. And I do the same on the cream side. Remember, I have cream, so I have to set it, right? This is so pretty. Am I going overboard with the highlighter? Maybe. But after everything is finished, we will see. So now that I have blush and highlighter on, I need to set my blush. So I'm going to take my bronzer powder brush and I'm going to go into my setting powder, and I am going to just go over the blush, the cream blush that is, and I am just dabbing over it, also the highlighter, so you can see. If you don't set it, it will slide. Eventually it will leave your face as the day goes by. So now it is set. The powder side I don't have to set. So this is what we're looking like. I did two different sides so you can see if you have liquid, if you have powder foundation, or if you have a liquid foundation. That's why I did it that way, so you can have an idea what you need to do. With all the sweat on my face, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to damp right here. We're going to continue with the eyes. I did the brows off camera. I'm going to use a light base over my eyes. I'm using a light base by JUVIA'S Place to apply on my eyes before I put my eyeshadow. If you don't have eye base, if you don't have any eye base or eye primer, you can still put your eyeshadow on. The eye base gives the eyeshadow a longer stay on your eyes. So if I'm using, according to the look I'm going for, I will either use a light base or a dark base. It depends, but it's your choice. You can use a liquid base, or you can use a cream base like a pencil, or sometimes it comes in a little jar. So you can use whichever one is easier for you. You can also use concealer as your eye base also. You can set your eye base with powder or you can use a shade from your eyeshadow to set your eyes. I am going to use this one to set my base. Sometimes I set my base, sometimes I don't, but it's a preference. So I'll use this all over to set my base. Now I have set my base. So my base is set and I'm ready to create an eye look. This palette is called Secret Garden by Colored Rain. I'm going to use that palette today. I've already used this color right here to set my eye primer base. I'm using this one right here in the inner corner. I have a video on the different sections of the eyes. I will look for it and I'll put the link in this video so you can see the different parts of the eye. Right, I'm working with the inner corner and parts of the crease and the lid at the same time. This is such a beautiful color. OMG. This palette has no shimmers, but it is gorgeous. I am going into this color right here. They do have names, but I don't have my glasses on, so we just rock with the colors. I am going into the outer corner with this dark green. The first color was a light greenish yellowish. This is so pretty. I have hooded eyes. If you're new here, I have very hooded eyes. So I have to go above my natural crease in order to have my eyeshadow to show. If I want these colors to be more vibrant than what they are, I don't set my white base. I just leave my white base as is and apply these colors to it. But I set it because I want to show you, you can set your base. This is just so cute. Oh my, I love this little palette. Thank you, sis. So we're having an all matte affair here. I'm going to take this color right here with my finger. It's a matte, but it is so pretty. I do think we'll leave this as a matte. Look. I was gonna put a shimmer, but then I saw this pretty color right there. I was like, nah, we'll leave it an all matte. We just add another pretty color to this combination. I use my fingers a lot, whether it's matte or it is a shimmer. I just love the artist in me that just love playing with this. Isn't that pretty? Ah, This is cute. Liquid liner. I need a magnifying glass mirror for that, so I will be up close and personal. Hopefully you can see this. So this is the liquid liner. Liquid liner is on. There are many different liners: coal, cream, liquid. Use the one that is best for you, the one you can work with the best. Creamer liner, I'm going to put that in. I have a magnifying mirror right here so you can see I am applying this gel liner into the waterline. It's like a blue black. And that's by Clinique. And that is the one in the waterline. One thing with this liner, once you roll it out, make sure you roll it little by little, because once you roll it out, you cannot roll it back in. That's the only thing with this. IMETHOD liquid liner is on my top lash, and the Clinique gel liner is in my waterline. I'm using Makeup Revolution Kohl eyeliner in the lash line. There's a difference. Waterline, lash line. This is the lash line. The waterline is on the inside of your eyes. If you want, you can use a liner to tight line. This is what they say. When they say tight line, they mean they go on the bottom top lash and pass the pencil, so there is no separation between your lashes and your makeup. Everything looks seamless. This is what tight line is. If you want to tight line, this is how you tight line. You can see the difference. I tight line my right, you see what it looks like. My left is not tight line. See the difference? Hopefully you can. That's if you want a tight line, but that is what, when someone say they're tight lining their eyes, this is what they're doing. And I have hooded eyes and I tight line. Some days I do, some days I don't. It depends what I'm going for. But because you have hooded eyes doesn't mean you cannot do certain things. You just choose what you want to do, preference, and do it. And also remember, our eyes are not the same size. They are all different. So try to just make them as even as possible, but they'll never be the same. Just try to do your makeup as even as possible. That's it. So we're doing everything today. Now it's mascara time. I am using Estee Lauder mascara, and I am going to do my top lashes and my bottom lashes. I don't do false lashes per se. So if you want to see me do false lashes, please request, and I will do just a dedicated video for that. I sometimes do between 1 and 2 major coats. And if you get mascara to fall on your eyeshadow or anywhere in your eyes, like this over here. I don't know if you can see the very small tiny piece. Let it dry first before you pick it up. If you try to pick it up right away, it will make a mess, a royal mess, because it's wet and it will smear. But if it's dry, it will be easier to take off. I will show you how I take it off when I think it is dry. I'll show you how I take it off. I am just doing the bottom lashes. I sometimes go crisscross like this or like this. It depends. So I'm just doing the bottom lashes. And we all do that funny thing with our mouth. One eye is always easier to do than the other, according to if you're left-handed or if you're right-handed. One eye will be always easier to do. If you're in a rush, you don't have to do all of this, but you can learn how to do this on your free time so you can, you know, have fun with your makeup. Again, you don't have to do all the steps every time, but at least you'll have an idea what to do. If you ever put mascara and you have not made that ugly face, let me know in the comments. Now that I think the little bit of mascara is dry, I take one of these and I lift it up. See, it is dry. And is it gone? I think it is. It's gone. Now I also take one of these and I clean up sometimes, not all the time. Clean up the bottom lashes because sometimes they get all gunky according to how I apply the mascara. It's not the mascara, it's me. And I do the same for the top. Sometimes. Because sometimes I like to see them gunky and clumpy according to my mood or what I'm going for. And I clean it up and we're starting to come together. You see that? Brows on. I make my brows a little lighter today just because. And now I'm going to put lips. There is this lipstick. I'm going to take this lipstick and put on the right side. I'll need a liner for that. So I take a lip liner. This one is a cream one. There is also the kohl. So I will put it on my right side, which will be your left. So only on one side I am putting liner. I just want you to see the difference, you know. So liner is on. I need my magnifying mirror. Hopefully you saw that. And I'm taking the lipstick, cream lipstick from e.l.f. and apply. So this is what the lipstick and the liner looks like. Now I'm going to take Juvia's Place liquid lip color and put it on my left, which will be your right. This is very potent, so I try to take a little bit at a time. Let's see. I'm putting no liner on this side. I'm in the magnifying mirror. I need it. So liquid lipstick, cream lipstick. I try to stay close to the shade, family shade, so you can see the difference. No liner, liner. Your preference in how you do your makeup. Okay, this is looking good. We are coming together. I have done it all. So now, setting spray, which I hardly use, but I'm going to do a little for you, because if you have setting spray and you want to know when to use it, it's the finishing touches on them. So I take this. This one have a very good spray, so be careful with that one. That's setting spray by NYX. It's the matte setting spray, and I find like I said, this one has a beautiful spray and it sprays a lot. So I find something and I find to dry it off a little. After I think it is dry a little, I take a clean sponge and I go over everything. I want everything to look as seamless as it can. Because remember, on my left we have the powder, Fenty powder foundation, and on my right, this is the left, on my right we have the Maybelline Fit Me Poreless foundation. So we have two different foundations on, two different finishes. And then I take this little blend sponge and I go under my eyes. This is regular day, everyday folk foundation application. I did not carve out anything. And I'm just taking my brush and I'm going over my whole blush and making sure that it is fine. Right? Same for the other side. That's after the spray is dry. Don't do this while your setting spray is wet, because you will have a mess. Let it dry down a little. And after all of this, I take my powder brush with nothing on it and I just go over everything again. My left, which is your right, eyeshadow blended all the way, looks much lighter. My right, which is your left, eyeshadow packed, blend very lightly, not much, stayed more pigmented. Same color eyeshadow, but I wanted to show you can make it bold or you can make it light. Full face makeup foundation. Everything you need to learn in this makeup class to help you play with your eyeshadows, your foundations, your blushes, your highlighters, your liners, your mascaras, your lipstick, your liquid lip color, everything you need to learn. This is it. Step by step. Take your time, watch the video, pause the video, and create the steps, and you will get it. I know you will. You are capable of doing all of this. I know you will create. Keep rising. Let no one tell you any different. Do something positive for you today. It doesn't have to be big. It could be the smallest thing, like just sitting back, relaxing, and having a good laugh. I will see you in the next video. If you do have a video request, leave it in the comment and I'll try fulfill that for you. Otherwise, stay fabulous. I will see you soon.